Things are always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. She has it on all of her cars. Things are always working out for me. One day she took 3 cars to the car wash because it was the day she was washing cars. So she took one down, took another one down, and the man said, "Oh, it's so nice to see you again." And Esther's thinking, "Oh, thank you." And he said, "I recognize the card on your dash." Because he had not seen anything like that before. Things are always working out for me. That's an affirmation worth making. Things are always working out for me. Do you believe it?
Yes.
Do you? Do you really? Things are always working out for me. Yeah? You believe that? Really?
Yeah.
Things are always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. Taking their damn sweet time sometimes. We heard you. Things are always working out for me. So if that statement's too strong, then say, things often work out for me. I'm often aware that things are always working out for me. That's a sort of more true statement. I'm often aware that things are always working out for me. Sometimes I realize that things are always working out for me. I like it when I'm aware that things are always working out for me. The more I'm aware that things are always working out for me, the more things are working out for me. I don't need to focus upon the condition of things working out in order to know or expect things are working out for me. I'm beginning to trust in my own well-being. I'm beginning to trust in my own worthiness. I can feel that I am the object of the attention of source of non-physical energy. I can feel that there are a whole lot of non-physically focused beings who have my back. I can feel that things are working out for me. I can feel that I could let things work out for me even more as I let go of the things that are bothering me. I can help things work out for me in a more conscious way by being consciously aware that things are always working out for me. They don't seem like they're always working out for me, but deep down I know that they are always working out for me. And when something isn't working out for me, next I'm going to say things are always working out for me. I just got to relax and allow the path of least resistance to move it along. Things are always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. No regrets, no bad steps, no wrong steps. I can't get it wrong. I'm never going to get it done. The reason that it's not ever wrong is because it's never done. I'm in the right place at the right time. Things are always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. Let's take it further. Source adores me. Source adores me. My inner being adores me. I am so loved. I am so loved. Look at this planet spinning in its orbit in perfect proximity to other planets. Things are so working out for us. Oh, they keep telling us something's going to hit us. They keep telling us we're going to go out of orbit. They keep telling us that things are going wrong, but things are always working out for us. They keep telling us that the drought's going to come and it's never going to rain again. And now we're on the streets in our boat. Things are always working out. Things are always working out. I could smooth the flow out by trusting that more. I could smooth the flow out. I could have less flood and less drought. I could smooth the abundance out. I could allow things to come to me more smoothly. I could smooth out my path of least resistance. I could make it lesser and lesser resistance. It's so that when I have an idea of something I want, it can come to me swiftly and speedily. It doesn't have to take as long as it is. It's all right that it does. You see what we're getting at? And aren't these words calming and reassuring? And couldn't you find them if you wanted to? And don't you want to?
Yes.
Don't you want to really know that things are always working out for me? So someone says, how'd you get to where you are? Tell me about yourself. And you say, instead of no, you could say, things are always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. What do you mean? Oh, it's too long of a story to tell. I'm just a thriver. I'm just a thriver. I think I may be the most blessed person on the planet. Things are always working out for me. How'd you get there? Don't know, but I'm glad I'm here. It happened so gradually, I can't even remember. It just seems like for a really long time I've been thriving. I don't really like to see you thriving that much because I'm not thriving. Things are always working out for you too. Things are always working out for all of us. Oh yeah, well I don't see that. A lot of people don't, but then they don't thrive. Do you mean to tell me? Yeah. That's what I mean to tell you. Things are always working out for us. Things are always working out for us. And to the degree that we know that and trust that and relax into that, then things do work out for us. How'd you get there? Well, I surrendered. I stopped trying to prove my worthiness. I just accepted it. I stopped trying to defend my position. I just held it. I stopped trying to explain myself to those who cannot hear my explanation. That's big.
Yeah.
Mother, I don't think that you're going to understand, so I'm just not going to explain myself. Starts early, doesn't it? Yeah. My inner being is my dominant partner of alignment. There are a lot of things you can't say to most people. They're not going to hear it. So you've got to go general. Happiness is my nature. I feel like I'm supposed to feel good. I sure like feeling good. I would so much rather feel good than not, wouldn't you? Well, yeah. Wouldn't everybody? Yes. Everybody would rather feel good. And I believe we all can feel good. It's just a matter of focus. Do you mean under any condition, you mean you can feel good no matter what? Yes. Well, what about that? I don't look at that. Well, then you can't feel good under any circumstance. No, I'm unconditionally happy. I don't focus at conditions that are awful and expect to feel good. That doesn't seem smart. I focus upon conditions that are wonderful and then I feel good. Oh, so you've got your head in the sand. Pretty much. Pretty much. I'm focusing on things that feel good. Because feeling good seems to be why things are always working out for me. Because I've given up the struggle, I've given up the battle, I've given up the blame. That's a big one. I've given up the blame, given up the guilt. That's even bigger. Given up the guilt. How'd you get there? I don't know. I'm just here. I'm just here. Well, explain to me how you got there. Really don't want to. I might go back. Just moving forward, living happily ever after. Happily ever after. Not happily before, happily ever after. Happily ever after. I'm living happily ever after. Yeah. Since every subject is two subjects, wanted and lack of wanted, if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would be certain that we were on the good feeling end of the stick before we would become more specific, as in visualization, or more specific as in affirmation. Do your affirming from your state of alignment and do your visualization from your state of alignment. Don't use either one to try to get into alignment because it will backfire on you.
That's very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. You recognize that, don't you? And in simple terms, you could call it just trying too hard.
Right.
Trying to compensate for how I really feel with words and action.
As you were talking, something that occurred to me is that it's almost like, having the issue disappear would be kind of a pat on the back. Oh, well, there, you did the right things.
Validation.
Validation, being right.
But that justification and validation, here's the thing. This is the piece that is new to this discussion, that is the piece that all of you are looking for. If you can let the validation, if you need it, and it's all right, if you can let it be the emotional response, then you can get there fast and you can stay there long. If you need the validation to be the all the way manifest, in other words, let's look at this vibration of desire that you want to turn into a full-fledged manifestation that you can see and hear and smell and taste and touch. But if you're needing that too soon in the game, you can't get there. If you can let the good feeling be what you're looking for, you can get there fast and you can maintain that long. And once you get the hang of that, then the rest must follow. But if you demand this before you've got this, if you demand the manifestation, if you demand the changed condition before you've got the unconditioned, which is what we're calling the emotion, then you don't get there. Did you follow that? So let us just ask you some questions. Is it easier for you, from where you stand right now, to deposit $10 million in your bank, or to to find a thought that feels good around the subject of prosperity. Which is easier, the emotion or the manifestation?
Emotion.
Which is likely to happen this afternoon?
The emotion.
The emotion or the manifestation? So what we want you to hear from us is if you can make the emotion the big deal that it is, if you can make it the prize, because it represents connection to all of the resources. If you can let that be what you're reaching for, because you can get it now, 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 you can get so good that you can stay pretty steadily there all the time. And when you're not, it's not a big deal. You know you can get back there. You can become expectant of feeling good. And when you are expectant of feeling good, then those manifestations will follow. So here's the trap that you think we just put you in. If you need the change in the condition in order to feel good, it's slow in coming, if ever. If you can feel good anyway, then the condition will come. Well, Abraham, do you want us to have the condition or not? Yes, we want you to have the condition. We want you to have the full-blown manifestation. Yes, yes, yes. We're just telling you how to get it.
Yeah.
Yes, 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 we want you to have the physical improvement. Yes, we want you to have big piles of money. Yes, we want you to have all of those manifestations. We just want you to find the uncondition of it first. Then the condition must follow. But if the condition must be before it is, now you're looking right at the lack of it. So what's the vibration that you're offering? The lack of it. But when you're finding the emotion of it, what you're looking at? The fullness of it. Can you feel the difference?
Yeah.
It's big. It's what deliberate creating is. It's the difference between those masters that you have revered in all subjects. Those who accomplish the things that you are wanting to accomplish have discovered this. And it feels like a paradox to you. It feels like a contradiction. It sounds like we're saying, if you don't want it, then you'll get it. But that's not what we're saying at all, because your desire is in place. So what we're saying is, if you can surrender your resistance of your desire, then it must come. If you say, I want it so bad it hurts, that's not a good sign. When you ask for something, say you're asking for a relationship, immediately, at least 100 avenues to lead you directly to what your heart's desire would feel satisfied having are before you instantly. At least 100 options. But if you're not in vibrational alignment with them, there might as well not be any. In other words, it's like your friend saying, oh, I heard the most beautiful music being played from my radio all morning long. I had my radio dial set on 98.6 and it was rapturous. And you said, I didn't hear it. Did you have your radio dial set on 98.6? No. So if you're tuned up, if you're in alignment with what you want, then it's there, it's there, it's there, it's there, it's there, it's there, it's there. It's about vibrational alignment. So your question is, how does the universe do this?
Is it already there? It's not a matter of some kind of magic happening and it lines up and appears, or everything is already present. It's just a matter of us vibrationally matching to what is already present.
By the time you were able to identify it in thought as a desire, it's done. If you can think it, the components are here, and you can realize it as quickly as you line up with them.
How does free will affect that when other people are involved and they have choices and they're making choices out of their fears and false beliefs?
Well, when you interject what you think they think into your vibration becomes cluttered. In other words, if you say, I want a prize, the universe says, very well, we will line up endless opportunities for you to have your prize. And when you say, but there is only one prize, the universe says, very well, we will make it very difficult for you. And when you say, there is only one prize and I think that person will get it, the universe says, very well, it will not be yours. Your thoughts happen. But when you say, there is no shortage of prizes, the universe says, then pluck from those that please you. They are everywhere around you. When you say, but I am the only worthy one and no one else is worthy, the universe says, well, depends upon how they feel about them, not how you feel about them. In other words, your every thought affects your vibration, but that's all that affects your vibration. And your vibration is the only thing that ever affects your outcome. The universe is not ever feeling impatience on your behalf or boredom. In other words, because every time you launch a preference, the universe has gone to work on fulfilling your preference and has taken great satisfaction in doing so. In other words, all of your future worlds have been envisioned and enjoyed by all that is non-physical. That's why it's in escrow, ready for you to let it into your experience. Wayne Dyer's book says, you will see it when you believe it. And we say to you, test the heck out of it. In other words, make yourself believe it. Show yourself. Think thoughts and watch them manifest. Think other thoughts. In other words, notice the correlation between what you think and feel and what happens. It's accurate every single time. Adjust the way you feel, watch what happens. It's accurate every single time. But what's tricky about this is, and we keep coming back around to this here today, it's wonderful awareness, is that if I stand here and I want to be over there and I say I'm willing to do anything it takes to get over there, I've got a resistance within my vibration because of my inherent dissatisfaction with where I am. Where if I say it's lovely over here and it would be lovely over there, now I've softened that resistance. As I say, from my lovely vantage point where I feel blessed and worthy, I'm looking forward to more evidence of my blessedness and worthiness. Now you've got the whole gamut covered. The creation process, the eternal process of creation. So how do I find my balance in it? Well, I just listen to Magellan and I reach for what feels good, and I can feel when I'm on my path. And when it doesn't feel so good, I veer to where it feels better. And when it doesn't feel so good, I veer toward where it feels better. In other words, I just keep reaching for the thoughts and ideas that feel good. And when I find one that feels good, I just milk it. I tell everyone about it. I roll it over and over and over in my mind until I achieve enough vibrational harmony with it that law of attraction brings me other thoughts like it. I think that what happens to so many of you is that somewhere along your path, someone has convinced you that you are unworthy on your way to worthiness. And that's a hurdle you can't get over. You cannot jump that hurdle. When you say, I'm unworthy, that's like saying, I'm on 98.6 seeking 101 FM. You cannot get there from there. So you say, well, how do I get there? We say, you got to try to feel worthy. I can't feel worthy. I felt unworthy for so long. We say, all right, then try feeling happy. No, I can't feel happy. I feel too unworthy to feel happy. We say, then try feeling interested in something. Oh, yeah, I can feel interested. I can feel interested. This is interesting. I feel unworthy about it, though. In other words, you just keep reaching. You just keep reaching for, and that the operative word is reaching for the feeling of relief. I want is done on a vibrational level. I ask for it and it is done. It's done, it's done, it's done, it's done. That's why he's saying, I feel good, I feel good, I feel good. It's done, it's done. My lover is there, my money is there, my good feeling body is there, my recovery has taken place, my abundance is there, my clarity is there, my stability is there, my vitality is there, my flexibility is there. It's there, it's there, it's there, it's there, it's there, it's done, it's done, it's done, it's done, it's done. And the only reason that I want to talk about it is not to make it happen, because it's done. It's done, it's done, it's done. I don't have to make anything happen. It's done, it's done, it's done. I don't have to make it happen. It's done, it's done, it's done. I talk about it because I like talking about it. I talk about it because it feels good to talk about it. I talk about it because talking about it is natural to me. I talk about what's done, it's done, it's done. I talk about what's done, it's done. I talk about what's done, it's done. I talk about what's done because talking about what's done causes me to feel good as I'm talking about what's done. done, it's done, it's done, it's done, it's done. I like to think about it. I like to talk about it. I like to bask in it. I like to concentrate. Jerry and Esther, if you walked around with them, the majority of people on the planet would throw up as they listen to them. They'll get hold of something that is pleasing to them, and they'll just repeat it back and forth to each other endlessly all day, all week, all month, until they find some other thing that most people would say, enough already, give it a rest. But they just milk it and milk it and milk it and milk it. Something funny will happen, and they will just bring it up to each other over and over and over and over and over and over again. Because any excuse that you can use to hold yourself in that place of feeling good lets you then be the fuller receiver of what's done, what's done, what's done. But don't do any of these processes to make something happen. It's done, it's done, it's done. Don't do them to make them happen. Don't do them even to get it. Don't do it even to get there. It's done, 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 it's done. You are in your physicalness. You are so insignificant in relationship to what's done. It's done. Do you realize the worlds you are creating? Do you see your vibrational escrow? We do. It's done, and it's magnificent, and it's done, and it's magnificent. It's done, it's done, it's done, it's done, it's done. Now talk about it, because it feels good to talk about it, because it doesn't need more work. You don't need the clarity in order to make it happen. It's done. You don't need the conversation. You don't need the processes to make it happen. It's done. The only reason that you want to talk about anything is because it feels good to talk about it. Tell the stories that feel good to talk about it. Talk about it because it feels good. Think about it because it feels good. But don't do it because you need to do it, because you don't need to do it, because it's done. But if you think you need to do it, now you're holding yourself apart from it. You've got to accept that it's done before you start closing the gap. Good. The question that this Art of Allowing workshop wants to ask is, where are you? And we want to say, often you're the only component not there. It's all there but you. And until you get there, it can't be your reality. So you could say, and we will say, your vibrational reality has created a reality that is ready for it to pop and hatch in your experience right now, unless you're